What if I told you a massive wild animal once declared extinct in parts of Odisha that is now roaming freely again? Yes, the Indian Gaur or the Indian Bison is making a stunning comeback in the Malati Reserve Forest from near zero to 70 strong individuals. This is not just a wildlife story, it's a lesson in community based conservation, flagship species, and wildlife management. Now, let's dive into one of the India's most inspiring success stories. Firstly, let's see what is this Indian Gaur. The Indian Gaur, with the scientific name Bos gaurus, is the largest wild bovine species in the world. It is even bigger than a wild buffalo or a domestic cow. It weighs up to 1,000 kgs. It is protected under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, and it is listed as vulnerable under the IUCN Red List. It is known for its muscular frame, wide stockinged legs, and curved horns. This gaur plays a key part in the forest food chain and a flagship species for ecosystems health. We will also see what is its habitat. Indian gaur thrives in diverse forest habitats, including the evergreen, semi-evergreen, and moist deciduous forest, often with open grasslands. They prefer hilly terrains, typically under 1500 to 1800 meters, and requires undisturbed forest tracts with access to water as well as abundant forage. Then why did they disappear from Odisha? By the early 2000s, the Indian Gaur had vanished from Odisha's Ganjam district, especially in the Malati Reserve Forest. And well, the reasons for it are habitat degradation, poaching, lack of monitoring, and most importantly, disconnect from the local communities. Without incentives or awareness, local people saw no reason to protect the animal or its habitat. But what's interesting is the comeback story. So, how did this comeback happen? The Odisha Forest Department launched a community based restoration effort. It improved water sources and salt licks. It provided for the grassland regeneration. It also fenced the vulnerable zones and offered compensation for crop damage under the Integrated Development of Wildlife Habitat Scheme. It also engaged the local tribal youth as eco guards. From 6 to 7 individuals spotted in 2015, the population has grown now up to 70 to 80 Indian gaurs roaming freely in the wild. The Indian gaur walked back into Odisha not because someone protected it alone, but because villagers, forest guards, ecologists, and the policies came together. This is the kind of success we need more of. Not just for gaurs, but for grasslands, tigers, elephants, and maybe even us. So, next time you are writing a GS3 answer or wondering if conservation really works, just remember the quiet footsteps of bison that came back. Thank you.